Alright, let's break it down a little bit and take it to the graphics. Here's pattern 1, the 1, the 2, and the 3. There's pattern 2, the 4, 5, and the 6. And there's pattern 3, the 7, 8, and the 9. This whole game becomes a series of getting out of line and struggling to get back in line. But here's the plan from the start. I'm shooting a 1 straight into this corner pocket down here, and just rolling up about a foot to draw back from this 2 ball to the 3. But I need an angle off the 3, so eventually I try to pull back to this round, bounce up hard, but I didn't quite get there. And the reason I need an angle is because I want to bounce off this rail and get pretty much the same angle on the 4 ball, so to bounce off this 4 and up behind this 5 ball. So now I'm trying to play the line on this 5 ball because it does go right by this 6 ball in this corner pocket. It might look like the 6 ball's blocking this pocket, but it's not. And I want to get a little bit to the right side of the 5. I don't want to get straight in because I want to get closer to this rail so I can just draw back straight. I just want a straight in shot off the 6 so I can draw back on the 7 and draw back again on this 8 and get the right angle to bounce off this bottom rail and get back up table for a straight in shot on the 9. That's the plan. But plans don't always work out the way we want them to. Straight top here, you're just rolling up and trying to get straight in behind that 2 ball for the top left hand corner to draw back to the right position on the 3 ball. Straight bottom draw shot here, and I should have just drew it back right about to where the cue ball is now, which would have been about 2 feet. But I decided to go all the way to the rail for some reason and bounce out, and it turns out to be a big mistake. Yeah, that was just unwise. If I had drew the cue ball back to right about here, I would have had the perfect angle on the 3 to bounce off that right-hand side rail and bounce back up toward the center table for a shot on the 4 to be in line on that 5. And now I have no angle on the 3, and I can't do much with the cue ball, so I'm going to reevaluate the plan to get back on the 5. For now, I'm just going to cinch the 3 ball with a stop shot and just leave the cue ball right where it lays. Alright, I still want to get behind that 5 ball for a shot in this bottom left-hand corner pocket. And I want to get a little bit to the right of the 5, so when I shoot the 5, I can just roll up for a straight-in shot on the 6. And I'm just going to do it differently and try to make this 2 rails, try to shoot the 4 ball in the top-hand corner pocket there, and go 2 rails, 1 and 2, and bounce out for the same position on that 5 ball. You can see in the graphic I'm putting straight right on this, and this turns out to be a big mistake. I should have just let the natural angle and the weight of the cue ball do its job. But I'm a junkie for spinning balls off rails, and I figured, well, if I go long on the 5 ball, I'll still have a shot in the left-hand side pocket on the 5. So it's just a matter of remembering this mistake the next time it comes up. Yeah, when this game's over, I'll set this up and practice it 100 times without the right hand English, because I know I can get by the 9 ball, but a disaster results, and here's what happened. But the agenda remains the same on the 6. I still want to get straight in on the 6 to draw back and get straight in on the 7 so I can put that cue ball anywhere I want on that 8. Now the 9 ball position has changed, so you have to keep that in mind. And I'm still going to shoot that 5 ball in the left-hand bottom corner pocket there. I'm just going to put a whole lot of bottom on it and draw to that right-hand side rail and bounce back and try to get straight in on the 6. Yeah, I don't like it. It's not straight in, it's a little bit of a left-hand cut. And I could go to that bottom rail and just put a lot of left-hand English on it and bounce off that bottom rail right back in line and closer to the 7, but I decided to reevaluate the plan on the 7 instead. Maybe the botched 4 ball is still in my mind, but I decided to give the English a break and just shoot for center table here. And when we get on the 7, it's going to be a bit of an extreme angle. But I know I can get back on the 8 by going 2 rails and using the famous Z pattern. I'll explain that more when we get to it here. This strategy can be a little bit dangerous because you could wind up straight in on the 8 ball or a little bit of an extreme angle on the 8 ball and being forced to do more with the cue ball than you would have had to if you got a little bit of an angle on the 8 ball. So this is shot with bottom right, so where we're drawing the cue ball off this rail here back to this right hand rail and to just roll up right behind the 8 ball with the right angle to get back up table on the 9 ball. A lot of players make a big mistake here by going through this 8 ball to this right hand rail in an effort to get in line with the 9 ball, and that's great if they don't put any English on it, but like me, they tend to put right hand running English on this after they go to that rail, and they often wind up in a bad position, or they go too long on a 9 ball. They go too far back up table. So instead of doing that, you'll see me start lining up the angle coming straight off the 8 and back up table toward the 9. There's no sense in moving the cue ball all over the table when you can just draw it off this 8. You have the angle to come right back up on the 9. Nine ball is a game we play against ourselves, and no one can stand up and knock the balls out of your way or smack you upside the head or anything else. It's you against you. And no rack of 9 ball is easy, but it could have been a whole lot easier. I made mistakes and I made it hard on myself, so now I'm playing against myself to get back in line and to overcome those mistakes. And just center ball here. Relax, keep it simple, keep a straight stroke, make sure your basics are right, and you're almost done. Just win it.